Hey guys, what's up? We're back here in Borderlands 2 finishing up the last bits of DLC for my Maliwan Maya. We're here in Hunter's Grotto to do the Hammerlock DLC. And then after this, we got blah, 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 Tiny Tina's DLC, and then we should be done. So hopefully, if all goes according to plan, I'm going to have these all done and uploaded. Well, they're pretty much all uploaded by this point in time. But I should have them all, probably expedite publishing them if I have to get them all out just in time for the Son of Cromerax DLC. And then I'll be doing the Son of Cromerax on my endgame characters. So there's that. I don't know when you'll be seeing this, but I'm sure by now you've heard about the Borderlands 1.5 rumor. I kind of taken that with a grain of salt. Seems kind of, I don't know, it kind of comes off to me like it might be cool, but at the same time it kind of also comes off to me as like, it almost kind of, like, for lack of a better term, it kind of comes off as like the game is being created by like a fan fiction writer, you know, like a bunch of guys on a forum come up with some ideas and they're like, that sounds awesome, let's make a game out of it, you know, because everything on the forums that people thought would be cool, like the ice elements and things of that nature, like, are in the game. And that seems kind of, and don't get me wrong, I think the ice element would be cool, but and then they got a lot of things going on there, like how do you explain, if it's the same Athena, how do you explain Athena working for Hyperion? Also, if it's a different Athena, why would they have two characters with the same name? Because that just adds all sorts of confusion to the mix. But I like the claptrap thing, that kind of weird. But I don't know. Like, it sounds intriguing. I don't know if I'm too crazy about some of the things they're talking about, like the oxygen mechanic, and the jetpack thing doesn't seem like something I want in a Borderlands game. To me, Borderlands is running around and looting and shooting, you know. If I want jetpacks and shit like that, I'll play Titanfall. But we'll see what happens. Also, like, nobody's really confirming nor denying, and Pitchford's being his typical kind of not going to commit to a solid answer on Twitter. But you got to keep in mind, he used to be a magician, so tricks and stuff are kind of his thing. But I don't know. I mean, maybe it'll be cool. Plus, the other thing that kind of bugs me is it's not being developed by Gearbox, and that's kind of a down point for me, because, you know, you get an established franchise, and usually if you let somebody outside of the originators of the franchise make a game, it might still be solid because they ape some of the mechanics that were originated by the franchise creators, but for the most part it feels like it feels weak. Recent example being Arkham Origins, as far back as BioShock 2. And I liked BioShock 2, don't get me wrong. Where the hell are these guys? I liked BioShock 2, but let's be real, it wasn't as strong as the first BioShock or Infinite, so... And it wasn't developed by Irrational.
I see you in my swamp, little Mars. I know why you're here.
But it's an interesting development, and we'll see where it goes. And they got,
Pardon.
I believe,
We came
PAX
here to hunt.
this weekend, so there's supposed to be a Gearbox panel at PAX. So if it's a real thing, I'm sure they'll talk about it at PAX. But also, I would think to some degree, you got to keep in mind that there could be some oversaturation, because if it's going to come out, then that's 2 Borderlands games in 1 year. Assuming Tales from the Borderlands is coming out this year, but you know, like I said, we'll see. Or it could even be, you know, people misinterpreted, like whatever this news source was, they could have misinterpreted information that was supposed to be about Tales from the Borderlands. You know, I mean, there's a lot of different variables here that can contribute, and it's hard to separate everything.
Thank you for joining me on this expedition, by the by. One can get rather lonely on treks such as these, and with my right hand being made of metal, I'm incapable of amusing myself in the way most other maidens would. Some ribald humor for you there. Positively ribald.
But, I don't know, what do you guys think? Are you excited about this Borderlands 1.5, or are you kind of meh? I'm kind of meh until I find out more about it, you know. I think that's all I have to say on that subject.
There's the catch-a-boat station where you can summon a dinghy. I shall have to repair it after I take a moment to laugh heartily at the amusing cadence of the word dinghy.
You know, almost every time you get a vehicle in this game, and even in the first one, why do you have to repair it, assemble it, or find the parts for it before you can use it? Why can't you just use it? You know, first time you get the vehicle, you got to fix the catch-a-ride station in the first one before you get a vehicle. You got to build the monster before you can use the monster in, what's it called? The Nox DLC. The only one you get is the racer. That's kind of a freebie. Then in this one, same thing. You got to hack the catch-a-ride station. Then you got to build the Bandit Technical. You got to... I don't know if corrosive will do too much to this guy. Doesn't appear so. Like everything, you gotta build or fix, or it just can't be like, here, have a car. Look at that dude just chilling on the side of the cliff. I really don't want to go up there and get them guys.
This will work.
But
I finished repairing the catcher boat. Grab a dinghy and get going. Now, let's go hunting.
yeah, here, Drifter.
Head out there, find it, and do what you do best. By which I mean love.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, we gotta go this way. I think I'm playing without music so I don't get any more content claims. I'm not going to discuss that here. I've been pretty thorough in my thoughts on that, so I don't feel the need to reiterate those here. What the hell?
Hold it!
Okay, let's go find this giant scallion. Hopefully this is a pretty short DLC story-wise. Hopefully I can hammer this out in one video. I should go pure sniper since it's fit with the theme of the hunt. I don't think I have enough sniper ammo to do that though. 108.
Whoops.
Ah, there it is. A scallion. Well armored and incredibly deadly. Watch its tail, Vault Hunter.
I think they're armored. Yep. Oh yeah, duh, he even said that. Brain fart there for a minute.
Stop struggling. Ha! Free! That must have hurt.
spin around all you want, you're still going down. Yeah, maybe. That was embarrassing.
Another challenge completed. That must have hurt.
Jolly good show. Wait, you guys are just gonna do your hunting thing? Aren't you even curious as to why I can order these savages around? We shall deal with you in good time, sir. I promised my companion a pleasurable weekend of hunting, and a gentleman always keeps his word. What? Come on. You guys fight me already? Please. Vault Hunter, it appears we shan't get a moment's peace as long as this Nakayama fellow keeps hassling us to go fight him. I've heard some bizarre radio chatter coming from the other side of Silas Grove. I'm afraid you'll have to head there, stop whatever horrible plans Nakayama has conceived, and save the world. Again.
Okie dokie.
Great. Yeah, good. That's what I wanted. You won't regret it. Looking up radio chatter. It sounds like Nakayama's savages are engaged in some sort of ritual worship. Lots of chanting and the like. Be careful.
Guns! Glorious guns! Always happy to do
Nothing.
business. Carvianator. May it help you kill 2 words, my friend. Who needs a medical license when we got style?
Can I just say, super pumped we're arch enemies now? You and Jack were nemesis, and now that we're fighting, it's like I'm as cool as handsome Jack. Like a dream. Come on.
Please stop.
Blew through here.
After you killed Jack, I built my ship, the HSS Terminus, with iridium and research equipment, determined to carry on this way until I got here. I will prevail, I will clone handsome Jack, and he will crush the right.
Oh, I don't have a grenade mod on.
Calm down. Wasn't even close. Gotcha. Farewell.
I miss having chain reaction a little bit, but
Steady on, Vault Hunter. If these savages are worshipping something, that means 2 things. Hyperion,
should probably put a grenade mod on.
creature, some Hyperion murder bot?
Hello, traveler!
Oh, bloody hell.
Minion! Who told you I was vacationing out here? I stowed myself in an HSS terminus to get away from danger. Look, I know I'm your best friend, but sometimes I just need to sit back, relax, and get worshipped by a bunch of dudes who look kind of like that douchebag you killed.
What's it say? Claptrap, what are you doing? Shut up!
What? I'm just saying that if you could measure a human being in douchelosities, Handsome Jack would be off the scale.
He said bad thing. Get him!
Ah! Help!
Stop struggling.
You saved me! You hear that, you stupid jack lovers? Is that job I sent you on going okay?
From over there.
Oh, clearly you did hear that. Whoops.
Yeah, the Vault Hunters would have a whole lot less trouble without Claptrap. Just saying.
This will hurt.
Screw this noise.
We should all be running.
Come on, group together, all nice for me.
Silence. You won't enjoy this. That calmed him down some.
Come on.
Thanks for killing those dudes who were worshiping me. I was so tired of their endless affection and respect. So, you know, before you ganked them, the savages let me in on the professor's plan. He's got a temporary lab set up at Arlington Station that he's using to create iridium-engineered Jack clones. You gotta destroy his samples of Jack's DNA and shut down that lab.
Found it.
Slag. Shut up.
There was an NVIDIA update too for new drivers that were supposed to increase the audio quality while using shadow play.
Enough.
I don't know. I made a couple videos after the update. Audio quality kind of seems not the same to me, but I'll have to try. I'll have to compare some. But like I said, from what I heard, it sounded about the same. How about, okay,
You've made it to Nucky
speaking of
Mouse Lab.
GPUs,
Now you've gotta find a sample
I'm
of
kind of a
Jack's
tech nerd,
DNA and destroy 'em.
and I noticed
Pleasure, don't die.
there's some big news surrounding AMD announced the R9 295X2, which is essentially two R9 290s sandwiched into one
This will
PCI card. And it's a hybrid air and liquid cooled, which it needs to be because I have an R9 290 in my other PC, and it's a hot card. It gets really warm. But I think it's supposed to be, I can't remember the teraflops off the top of my head, but it's the fastest GPU on the market right now, which this comes like basically right on the heels of the announcement of the NVIDIA Titan Z. And here's my thoughts on GPUs. First of all, you have this big push for 4K, which, whatever. 4K isn't in my immediate future. Basically, it boils down to money, first and foremost. Second of all, a lot of these cards that are coming out, like, okay, granted, here's my thoughts on the Titan Z, first of all. A lot of people are giving NVIDIA shit because the Titan Z is like $3,000.
enough.
First of all,
That must have hurt.
it's not a gaming card. If you know anything about the Titan cards, yeah, I mean, people buy them and SLI them or use one and use them for gaming.
Stay
But the
still.
Titans aren't really made for gaming per se. They're made for people that use 3D applications to render movies, CGI, things of that nature. It's more of like a workhorse than it is a recreational graphics card. I would say probably right now as far as NVIDIA goes, their crown jewel for gaming, as far as graphics cards go, would probably be the 780 Ti in its variants. The Ti is basically it's a Titan, but I believe it's got all of its CUDA cores unlocked. But I mean, it's for gaming, you know. And I have a 780 Ti, and it's fucking awesome. I also have an R9 290, as I said, and it's equally awesome. And I kind of view, when I built my second computer, it was kind of supposed to be like a workhorse computer, and I should have put an NVIDIA in it because NVIDIA is a little bit better when it comes to their technology for rendering and
Wasn't my time.
videos and stuff like that, like if you're using Sony Vegas or Movie Maker or whatever, like. But I wanted some diversity also, and both companies offer technologies that the other companies don't. Like the mantle thing I found intriguing. I was curious as to how that was going to be implemented. Also, you have TressFX is native AMD, so it's going to run better on AMD cards. Granted, you can run it on NVIDIA cards. You know, even with my old GTX 760, I could run Tomb Raider.
Made me angry.
You dick. I could run it at ultra settings with TressFX, and I got 60 frames a second. And then NVIDIA, you know, they got PhysX, which you can use on AMD cards, but it's not quite as optimized. The other thing that I was intrigued with too was, or the other reason that I came to the conclusion I did to use AMD parts in my other computer was because my main gaming computer has a i5 3570K processor, and now it has the 780 Ti. as I mentioned before, I had briefly entertained the notion of maybe building computers for people, and I just kind of wanted to use different hardware to see what variables were present and stuff, so that's why I went with a AMD processor and an AMD graphics card for my second computer. But anyways, back on topic. So you have this Titan Z that's $3,000, and it's, like I said, I mean, it's not a gaming card, you know. I don't care what anybody says. That's not its function. And I'd have to go back and check press releases and stuff, but I don't even think really NVIDIA is trying to market it as like the ultimate gaming card. I mean, they might say that, but I think when they announced it, they even basically said it's a card for like work-based computers. The R9 295X though they're very much marketing it as a gaming card, and I think if you shop around, it's probably only maybe a couple $100 more than if you'd buy two R9 290s or 290Xs. I mean, I'd have to double check to be sure, but I mean, the 290s, like I bought my 290, I can't remember how much it was, but it wasn't like, you see them somewhere and they're like $700 for an R9 290. You can,
Calm down.
if you look around, you can net one for about $500. If you're really lucky, you could probably get one for less, but I mean, you'd have to stack sales and deals and blah, 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 blah. Anywho, but the problem with these high-end, super-duper 4K graphics cards that everybody's trying to pitch, first of all, yes, the technology to have 4K is coming down.
Enough.
Where'd that witch doctor go? Of course, he tornado. But, you know, the average person isn't going to go out and probably get a 4K monitor.
No.
But, okay, enough of this sniper shit. Let's get a plasma caster on him. Like, at least for me, I guess the point I'm trying to make, and I'm getting kind of distracted because as I talk, then I end up losing focus and getting my ass whooped by witch doctors. For me, if I had $1,500, I would probably most likely build a really kick-ass gaming computer with one really good GPU, like a 780 or even a 770, 760, R9, 290, 280, somewhere in there. You could get a decent processor. Hell, I think the 3570Ks came down. I think you can get one of those processors for, you might be able to get it for just a hair over $200 now. I know they went down a bit since I bought mine, but because that socket set's basically done and obsolete. But the average gamer, I guess is what I'm going to say, isn't going to run out and buy these graphics cards. They're enthusiast cards for people that have the money to do the high-end stuff. These fucking witch doctors are pissing me off. Fuck off. But like there's also like an inherent
Ruining my plan to clone Handsome Jack?
elitism that comes with these cards that I can't stand. I know, like, people say, like, I'm a PC gamer. Immediately people are like, oh, you're one of those people. And I'm not saying consoles are perfect, and I'm not saying PCs are perfect. You have, you know, they each have their pros and cons. I can understand why people don't get into PC gaming. It's probably the same reason I didn't get into PC gaming at first. Price barrier, for one. And a lot of people just want to go out, spend $300, $400, $500 on their console, plug it into their TV, and it works. There's a lot more work involved with PC gaming. Like, you know, a perfect example would be, let's say, Fallout 3. I'll use that as an example. You know, you go out, you have let's say you got a 360, you go out, you're at GameStop or wherever, and you see Fallout 3, you're like, yeah, I kind of want to play that. You buy it, you take it home, you throw it in the disc tray, you pop it in, you might have a patch you have to download, and you play it. If you're a PC gamer and you're running like Windows 7 or something, and you download Fallout 3, then maybe you got to download, and this might be an extreme example, but it's just kind of the first one that popped into my head. You got to download the Windows Live disabler and all this other shit, and you got to tweak stuff to get it to run on Windows 7, and, you know, and not everybody has to do this, but it's just an example, like I said. There's more of a learning curve, I guess you could say. There's a little bit more work involved in playing like an older game. But, like, I was reading the tweets that, you know, about the announcement for this card, and I know people are proud of their rigs and stuff like that, but you're not helping the perception that PC gamers are, like, you can't say, like, that PC gamers aren't elitists, and then you have these people that are, like, basically being elitists, like, oh, that 295X, that won't compete with my quad SLI 780 Ti's or my SLI Titans and blah, 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 you know, and then, like, you get into console discussions somewhere, and then there's always someone like, oh, your console is a peasant box and all this other stuff, and why, who cares? What part of your life is being affected by console gamers that you feel the need to shit on them? And the console gamers aren't completely innocent either. You know, oh, you guys and your PCs and this and that, and, you know, I mean, it's just a back and forth thing that probably why I don't get into a lot of major gaming communities, because I don't feel like getting involved in the discussions. I kind of rambled there for a little bit because I got derailed by getting downed a couple times, and
I just lost all the power to my experiments.
so my thoughts might not have been completely cohesive. Stuff like that I should probably save for its own video instead of trying to talk about stuff like that while I'm playing, because then I get all fucked up and don't get my point across, and then I don't want to repeat myself throughout the course of a half-hour video or whatever. Where the hell did he go? I haven't even hurt him?
I'm back, bitches! Slag.
Oh my god, you killed it so easily. Okay, that's bad. Oh, that's exceedingly well done, Vault Hunter. Come on back to me and we'll see about taking down Nakayama himself.
Okie dokie.
Okay. I'm honestly scared out of my mind right now, but you still Haven't totally stopped me. I've got a backup lab on my ship, complete with one last sample of Jack's DNA, the most dangerous genetic monstrosity Pandora's ever seen. The only way to truly stop me is to come to my ship and kill me. Wait, why did I tell you that? What a rubbish...
Just save and quit instead of walking all the way back. So, okay. I guess the long and short of it is, yes, the technology is impressive, but it's out of reach for a lot of people as far as... Where's the fast travel? It's out of reach for a lot of people as far as budgets go. And if you can't afford one, don't be a cock about it.
Come back anytime.
Should bring us out by fast travel. Maybe it'll bring us out by fast travel. Maybe it won't. Yeah, it has to.
This will work.
I just have a problem with elitism in general. It might have something to do with the fact of where I went to school. I don't know, because I was like the poor blue-collar kid, and everybody else was like the wannabe rich kids, and they reminded you of that. And like one of my biggest things that like really just chaps my ass and pisses me off is, here's a perfect example. My son had swimming lessons a couple weeks ago. And we were driving out there to a swimming lesson. It was at one of the local colleges. We're going down the road, and it's raining like hell, and I have a truck, and the speed limit was like 45, and I think I might have been doing like 50. This dickhole in a Cadillac is riding my ass. So we're going along, and it's a no-passing road, you know. And we're driving, the guy decides to pass me. Okay. Be a dick, because you're in a Cadillac. And then, like the next day, I drive my son's mother and I are separated, so like, when I have a day off, he's with me, but he goes to school in a different township than where I live, so I drive him out to the bus stop, he catches the bus, and then I come home. So I drop him, we go to the bus picks him up, I'm coming home. Some dick in a Mercedes runs a stop sign, damn near runs me off the road, and, you know, and not, like, I'd say 9 out of 10 asshole drivers I encounter drive either a Mercedes, a BMW, a Lexus, or a Cadillac. In my brain, the only logical conclusion I can come to is they think because they drive a luxury car that they can do whatever the fuck they want because they're better than us peasants that drive a Ford or a Chevrolet or a Dodge. And that's kind of, I think, like where I'm getting at with the people that'll shell out obscene amounts of money for a piece of technology and then be like, well, I have it and you don't, you know? And I think that's why it bugs me so much, because gaming shouldn't be a technological race and money sink to see who can dump more money into their shit than the other guy and then be like, oh, well, you have this little piddly GTX 660 and I have a NASA approved Titan Z Black Gold Overclock Superclock Turbocharged Edition. No. It should just be like, people just need to fucking be cool and be like, hey, let's play a game. And I guess, too, like, probably the reason this irritates me is because, like, recently I've been getting back into going to forums and looking at stuff because I'm looking at stuff for Diablo because, you know, I'm getting into Diablo and I'm getting feels for builds and stuff like that and play styles and like what items I should look at and things of that nature. And you see it there, you know, the console and PC debate and things of that nature. And it's just, I don't know, it's old. What the hell's he doing out here? I've never seen him out here.
Now, as the good professor so moronically told us, he's still in possession of a secondary genetic modification lab in the confines of his
His crashed ship, the HSS Terminus. Being the badass you are, I'm certain you'll have no trouble heading to his ship and shooting the living daylights out of him.
Nope, I will have no problem at all. But at the same time, too, as long as there's this divide between PCs and consoles and AMD and Nvidia and Xbox and PlayStation, there's always going to be this is better than that, and you're an idiot because you bought that, and you suck because you support that, and you're a fanboy, you're a turd, I fornicated with your mother, you know, whatever. You know? And that's unfortunately just how it's going to be. It's just a shame, though, that as the internet grows and it's easier to connect with people in an online setting, it seems like the overall average mentality of the general populace goes down. And don't get me wrong, there's standout communities and there's standout people. Not everybody's a fucking dick or a turd or a douchebag, but they just happen to be louder than the people that are cool. And I'm sure there's other people like myself that's like, yeah, fuck that noise, it's not even worth it. I'll just play by myself.
No need to head to the terminus and kill me. No reason whatsoever.
Would like to do some co-op Diablo videos, but I can't get somebody to get online and play. Not sure why I took that little jab at him, because I don't think he watches my videos. And then my one friend who wholeheartedly supports like every video I make, he won't even make an account to comment, subscribe, nothing. Thanks, Dave. Nah, I don't care if anybody makes an account. Anybody that takes, like I've said before, anybody that takes the time to watch any of these videos I make, you're awesome. I just can't acknowledge how awesome you are because I don't necessarily know who you are if you don't make an account. So, there's that.
It's the most dangerous game, minion. Just keep
Please stop.
Which also, I guess, take a minute here. As I've said before, you know, this isn't something I do to, like, someday make money off of it or anything like that. And while I'm slowly but surely gaining some people that have subscribed and are checking out the things that I'm doing, which I appreciate very much. This is essentially just another hobby for me and a way of, like I said, sharing the things that I enjoy with people. And sometimes I kind of go off the rails and have a little bit of a rant here and there and things like that. But you know, and especially lately, like, I like my job, but I have some issues with some people I work with. Some bigots and some misogynists that I just can't, excuse my crudely structured sentence here, for lack of a better term, just annoy the living fucking shit out of me to no end. And, you know, it's nice to be able to come home and fire up a game and relax and, like, yeah, I'll record and talk for a little bit because it's kind of, in a way, even though I don't like, I do some bitching on here about stuff, but I try not to bitch too much about like my personal life, because I'm sure you guys don't want to hear about that. I may or may not get on a tandem and bitch sooner or later, who knows. But it helps me unwind greatly, just like, you know, playing the guitar or doing anything like that. Like, it's just a way of shirking, or I guess getting rid of the bullshit that I've dealt with for the 8 hours that I was at work the night before. And
Release the elites!
oh shit, stole my thunder there by having to reload. And I know I'm probably like not the, I'll be the first to admit I know I'm probably not the best commentator out there. I think I'm getting slightly better. But I run into brick walls here too. Like, I don't always know what to talk about during a video. And I'm sure more than once I've probably repeated myself. But, you know, this is something that it entertains me to make the video because I'm doing something that I do like doing. I'm very passionate about gaming. It's, I don't look at it as I know a lot of people, not necessarily you guys, because you guys are awesome, but, oh, that's why I couldn't spend that skill point. There we go. But to me, like, I know a lot of people look at gaming and they're like, oh, that's a kid's hobby. And I remember even when I was younger, I think it was right around the time, I don't know if it was Fallout 3 or what it was, but I was in between relationships, and I was staying at my parents' house, I believe. And I think I'm almost positive I was playing Fallout 3, but whatever I was playing, there was a part where they were carrying on, and there was some swearing and stuff, and I think my mom happened to walk by or something, and she was like, what are you playing? That's in a video game? And it's like, yeah, they're not. Gone are the days where a game is, you know, games aren't made purely for kids anymore. I mean, you still have Mario and Sonic and more kid-friendly type of games. And don't get me wrong, I still love me some Mario and Zelda and stuff. I was actually never really a big Sonic fan, but oh crap, there's a lot of people up here. Others not so much. That laugh kills me, but
Gotcha.
it's a way for me to unwind. It's more engaging, and I like movies. I'm a big movie buff and TV show, certain TV shows. I'm not a big TV person, but when I do get into a TV show, I get pretty passionate about it. But gaming is a lot more, I guess, therapeutic, I should say, to me than watching a movie or something like that, because movies are kind of situational. Whereas a game, if certain games, like, you can just kind of shut your brain off and kind of go on autopilot, and kind of get that way with Borderlands.
That must have hurt.
But get out of here, you explodey stupid things. But you know, it's a nice release to come home from a shitty day at work and pop on a game, kill some savages, or kill demons, or do whatever, and just kind of take my mind off of what had gone on through the day. Whereas if I had to do it for like as a commitment.
All right, you made it. Remember,
I don't think I could do.
1, 3, 4.
I don't think I could do that. Like, cause I mean, and there's days too. I come home and I don't feel like playing a game. And I wouldn't ever want to like force it, you know. Plus, doing this for fun offers me a bit more freedom in what I can do. If you notice, I don't know if any of you guys watch any streamers on Twitch, but normally, if you pay attention on Twitch, what you'll see is like your big streamers will jump from whatever game is popular at the time to whatever other game is popular at the time, because that's how they make their money, you know? And I wouldn't want to be shoehorned into having to play a game that comes out that I have absolutely no interest in just so I could retain my viewing audience. Well, I shouldn't say that. I wouldn't want to have to play a game I don't want to play so that I could put food on my table, I guess is how I should have worded it. You know, and I've said before, I'll probably kind of, I think it was a comment I replied to, I'll always kind of be probably behind the curve because I play whatever I feel like is going to provide me with what I'm looking for as fun, as far as like fun at that given moment. And be it doing this Allegiance run or playing Diablo. Now the Diablo thing happened to be kind of coincidental because I'd been interested in Diablo for a while. And it just kind of so happened that it was on sale. There was a lot of hype going on because of Reaper of Souls, and I kind of pulled my friends, like, if I get it, anybody play it, and one was like, well, I got it for PlayStation 3, if you get it for that, I'll play it with you, and then my other friend was like, well, I got it on PC, and I'll play it with you if you get it, and it just so happened it was like $20 on PC that day, or whatever day that I was talking to these guys, so I was like, well, that's a pretty simple decision, I'll get it for the PC, you know, because, I mean, if it would have been $20 for the PlayStation 3, I probably would have got it for that, to be honest with you, but, come on, expose your chest. So, I mean, that was probably really the only time I played a game that just happened to coincide with a big release with the game. You know, and I do the Headhunter pack and stuff like that, but chances are, I mean, by the time I get around to actually buying a game, the hype's probably died down a little bit. But, you know, I mean, like I said too, I'm not losing anything financially. So, I mean, that's kind of a boon to doing this for fun.
Stop you, Vault Hunter. You may be a walking apocalypse.
Plus, my luck, if I sat here and made videos for a living and didn't have a full-time job outside of that, I'd probably end up being 300 pounds.
Hunter. Now, go collect the fruits of your labors from the terminus.
I have to say, the first time I played this DLC, I was not expecting that at all. And I giggled like a schoolgirl because I thought it was the funniest fucking thing because it was just so unexpected. I didn't want to do that. See if we get anything worthwhile out of here. Nope. 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 Bandit Hyperion, doll. Ugh.
Wow.
Take that. Ah. And even though, too, like I said, you know, I kind of play whatever I feel like playing at any given time. Like I said, too, I'm also not opposed to suggestions, you know. I'm always looking for ideas of stuff to play. So, I mean, if you guys, I'm sure by now, if you've been following my videos, you probably have a general idea of the kind of games I like. If there's something out there that think, hey man, you should try this, you might like it, I'll give it a shot. Not being generous with the Maliwan shields, that's for sure.
That is beautiful.
I don't think I've ever gotten a legendary out of this little chest room. What's that? Of course. Crappy spiker.
Whoa.
And I think that is it. Yep, that's it. All right. Let's go turn this in. Yep. All right, guys. That was Hammerlock's Hunt. So, we'll do the Tiny Tina DLC in the next one, or we'll at least start it in the next one. And that'll basically be it for our Maliwan Maya Allegiance run. So, but I want to thank you guys for sticking with me so far. And as long as you're sticking around, we'll see you in the next video, alright? Have a good one, guys.